manner of abuse of a child.
Hey, Matt. I'm an RN from the state
cool.
of Ohio, and I drove all the way.
That's me. That's my voice. That's me. Hey, guys. Hello. 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 Hi. Hello. Don't get confused. It's a video. All right, so in the wake of my very civil and level-headed discussion with Matt Walsh, there have been a couple of videos, at least one that I've seen that have come out, specifically by a man whose name is Devin Gibson. He has 1.01 million subscribers. This video has 166,000 views, and the likes really seem to be in favor of Devin Gibson. Now, he covered, I believe, 3 people. Okay, so he's got it, Matt Walsh versus Beta 1, so that's Beta 1. Matt Walsh versus Beta 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm Beta number 3. I'm the character that I'm playing in this little acting gig is character number 3. So let's take a look. Now, I have no idea who this guy is, but I'm sure he's going to be very neutral and very fair. We'll give him a chance.
Womanhood is biological.
Oh, hold on. I got to start
womanhood.
No. Come back here.
Why? You're not answering my question.
Because you're the nurse, you're the medical expert, and you won't even tell us what a human being is. I'm starting to get concerned.
What you're about to witness
Solid start. I like that. I like that intro. Very good.
are some gotcha moments that never quite reached their destination, meaning they should have just stayed at home.
Matt Walsh, the man himself. I've got a question for you. If a woman is an adult human female, then womanhood is
Why does his hair look like Minecraft dirt blocks? Did anybody else notice that?
biological. But if womanhood is biological, then womanhood is material. But you also believe in male and female souls, and souls are immaterial. So how can something immaterial also be material? And what is a female soul?
To be fair, I don't completely understand where that guy was going. Like, that's a very lofty question, you know? It feels like he's coming from the right place, but Matt Walsh can literally go, I don't know what you're talking about, goodbye.
What's wrong with you people?
What?
A female soul is the soul that a female has.
That's a circular definition. Like, what is that?
Well, it's the same way that I would describe, but what's a female brain? What is a female's arm? It's the arm that is on a female.
Wait, but that's a circular definition. He's right. I thought Matt hated his circular definition. What is a woman? Oh, anybody who identifies as one. What identifies as what? A woman. Identifies as what? Right? Like, oh, circular definitions. I thought we didn't like those. Okay. What's a female soul? It's a soul that belongs to a female. Oh, I thought we didn't like circular definitions here. I'm sorry. He is right.
Circular definition. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but how do you know that? Like, you would say,
That's a good question.
By the nature. Like, how do you know that? How do you decide what the nature is?
Well, I'm not deciding what anyone's nature is. I didn't decide what a female is. I just know that there are 2 different categories.
Wait, but yes, he is, right? Like, he is. You need to make a definitive determination of, like, is somebody's soul male or female based on which characteristics? Like, he is making that distinction. He has to.
Of being, as I explained, there is no 3rd category. Are you aware of a 3rd category?
No.
Non-binary.
But,
Okay.
well,
Well, actually, in terms of sex, I guess it's more of a binary spectrum. So 3rd category could be anything in between. It's technically infinite.
It sounds like we're in agreement.
No, there's intersex. That's a 3rd category.
Well, no, that's not
True.
a 3rd category.
Wait,
That
that's
is- that is
very
some-
good
That is a
answer.
variation within a category. That
That's
is
not.
someone
Wait,
who-
that's not true. Well, I guess he's right. If you consider the sexual spectrum a spectrum, he is technically correct that it's a category within a category. But then he's ceding the point that sex is not binary. It's bimodal spectrum. Bimodal spectrum, right? It's a bimodal distribution. He's ceding that point.
a genetic defect or deformity within one of these categories. Intersex person is.
Are you saying that there's maybe perhaps some kind of spectrum between male and female that you can like be between them within these categories? Wait, really? This is news to me, Matt. Oh, I think we need to start the presses for this one.
3rd sex. There's no actual biologist who would tell you that there is a 3rd human sex called intersex. This is a deformity.
it's not a 3rd sex.
See, and that's really gross too, because intersex people are not deformed. They're not monsters or animals. They're people who just happen to have sexual organs or sexual characteristics that fall between the 2 primary ones. He's sick. He's disgusting. He's a freak.
But you just said that it was.
No, I'm
doesn't
not saying
think
it's a
people are
3rd
people.
sex.
You did say
I'm
that,
saying
didn't
it's neither sex. Yeah, you got me. That is actually a good point.
Oh, come on, man. 2 weeks spined, man. No, you have to go in. You have to go balls to the walls. Pin him down. Make him squirm.
Yeah, he sure did.
But
Look, man.
He threw.
Okay.
Wait, sometimes I question Is free speech really the best approach? Like, is it really
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet that is an honest statement. See, he's cloaking it in irony, but that's really what they believe. They don't want us to have free speech.
necessary to listen to all people's opinions? Because when we consume things like this and have to listen to these ridiculous
Believe him.
questions and statements, that's what a lot of them are, just statements. They just want their moment of fame and their spotlight.
Free speech for me, not for thee. Here's Jesus. Take the Jesus pill. Shut up. Goodbye.
It sure as heck is not giving us anything of value that can be applied moving forward, having to digest these. And is the
I wanna see what
cocky
it says about
attitude
me.
a prerequisite for being a leftist? Like, do you actually have to be this way to qualify for the position?
Well, when you're always right, it's hard not to be cocky. At a certain point, it's just like, okay, you know, you can have a little cockiness as a treat, you know, like you earned it. You earned it. You're right. You're literally right. Okay, I get it.
Every time I see these things, there's always at least that one extra
On that note, if you are going to be that cocky, though, you have to also know the answers. Okay, it's got to look good.
mug person, guy or girl, that ends up getting triggered when they get exposed, and they
Was
just
this creator the only one that posted this talk? It just popped up on my feed. I mean, I posted my segment. Shark posted his segment. I think Vosh is going to post my segment also on his side channel, the Vosh Pit. But we'll see.
form their question in
I'm hoping it like gets to fucking Majority Report or something. I'd lose my shit. I listen to the Majority Report all the time. They're really smart.
this naive, conniving sort of way, like he did in the beginning. The great Matt Walsh, we're presenting to you, and then he kind of gives his statement that is masqueraded as a question,
We
but
get it.
not
He was
really.
smart. We
And
get
then
it.
at the end,
You're not
at least
wrong.
to this guy's credit, he was humble enough to basically admit he was wrong or that he didn't actually know everything. So I got to give him props for that. And I'm definitely not the most intelligent man on earth by any stretch of the imagination, but I do feel like consuming these short
You can tell.
segments, I lose some IQ
that.
points. Do y'all feel that way? Like after you get to the end of these, do you feel like you've gotten
Yeah, you gotta grab on to the remaining IQ points. Don't want to lose any more of those.
a little bit dumber just for having to watch these
leaking
sort of
enough
things?
already.
Because the utter stupidity in these questions really makes you wonder, what were these kids' parents doing when they should have been parenting in the developmental stages? Because it sure as heck wasn't teaching reality or common sense or biblical values.
Oh, you know, the things like reality and biblical values, two things that I can put right next to each other, right? You know, just those two things that are right next to each other. Yeah, exactly. Teach those both to your children somehow. Figure it out. I don't know. F you.
Any means, because not if these are the ideologues and the liberal
Take your Jesus
propaganda
pill.
that they cling to then form these sort of questions. Only a radicalized, brainwashed liberal could come up with these sort of questions. Like, what is a soul? What is a woman's soul or spirit? Like,
Wait. You guys are primarily the ones that believe in souls and spirits, okay? Leftists might, but usually it's pagan devil spirits, okay? You don't like those ones, so we're going with yours, you know? Like, in our world, all the spirits don't have a sex. Which I think makes more sense. Like, if you don't have a corporeal form, what the is the point of sex? You can't bang people. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but I'm just saying,
what is up with the obsession of spirits and souls lately? I just saw a Candace Owens clip. I reacted to one the other day.
What is the obsession with spirits and souls? By the way, have you heard about Jesus Christ? It's right here. The obsession with souls that these leftists have. Oh my goodness.
Of a girl bringing up Native Americans back in the day
great.
that somehow thought that
love
they
this
had
guy.
two spirits, and that somehow was justified to mean that there's two genders at the same time in the same body. That somehow went along the lines of transgenderism, somebody thinking that they're a woman when they're in fact born a man, and vice versa. And like, what is going on with this? How do people even come to these conclusions and don't realize that God made male and
These people believe in an immortal hippie? No, they don't. They believe, here's the thing, they believe in an immortal hippie, except if that hippie was like a business owner, right? And like his apostles were actually like employees, I guess. Like they don't actually stand by anything they claim to. Oh, Jesus is all loving. No, the he's not. At least not in your worldview. In your worldview, he wants to send me to hell for touching myself. I love touching myself. It's fun. Shut up. Let me touch myself. I'm not going to hell. Sorry. Have you ever thought about just saying no to God when he sends you to hell? Have you ever really thought about just doing that? Nobody's ever done this before. Just listen. No, God, sorry. I'm coming in anyway. What? Oh, because I touched myself? No, fuck you. Okay, I'll go in the side door, I guess. Like he can't keep you there. He's not powerful enough to show himself to me to prove he exists. What, do you think he's powerful enough to keep me in hell? Shut up. Go away.
female, starting with Adam and Eve.
He wasn't powerful enough to stop 9/11, was he? Oh, didn't think about that. Oh, he's so powerful, right? Meanwhile, the world's falling to shit. Oh, so much for your God. Shut up.
Adam and Steve, not
Why would
even
I be
Amelia.
scared
I
of
say
him?
it time and time again. The Almighty don't make mistakes. So these people, they need to get in touch and get to know.
See, exactly. 9/11 was not a mistake. That was just a thing that was supposed to happen in the timeline of their perfect, all-loving God. That thousands of people die, innocent people. That's fine. All loving, by the way.
The Holy Spirit, that's so. They need to get that helper and in touch with him so they can guaranteed be brought some clarity of the truth and what's actually going on, what always is and will be, so they can get out of this.
I'm not gonna get over that he keeps talking about like objective truth, and then he brings up the Bible in like the next three words.
Delusional hot garbage state of mind. Like
yes.
these lies that our society has fully embraced and leaned into has our country looking like a circus. These universities, these way overpaid daycare centers for children that they call universities and colleges, like this is at the University of Kentucky, and this is
I didn't see any kids at college. To the extent that I did, they were usually with their parents who were in class, but I think college is for adults. Maybe he'd know that if he went. Yeah, if you didn't hear her, she said nobody was babysitting her. She makes her own schedule, which is true also. Unless you're me. I did have a counselor make my schedule. I'm gay and entirely stoned. That's awesome.
Come and the product of this education system? Really? I mean, people need to repent of this foolishness, these sinful abominations, and take a detour from this wide path that they're on that's going to lead to destruction that many go down, and they need to hop on over to the narrow way that leads to life through Jesus Christ.
I think when this is over, I'm going to leave a comment asking if this guy wants to come onto my stream and show me the light. Like, as a messenger of Jesus, I feel like it's his moral responsibility, his moral imperative to, make me repent, right? He has to show me the light. Show me the light, brother. This is an open invitation. Okay? I'm inviting you into my home now, just like Jesus would want me to do, so that you can show me the light. Show me the light of your God, Lord and Savior, Jesus H. Christ. I would love to know. I would love to know the light so that I may repent and enter his kingdom.
That's the solution to all the world's problems, to all this wokeology 101 that these kids are enrolled in. They need to wake up and start living in reality. Wake up and stop being woke and turn to Christ.
Hello. So I'm not really in agreement with you, but I don't want to waste our time, and I don't want to misconstrue your point. So please stop me if I misconstrue.
Soy number 2.
Yes, ma'am. You said earlier about
stop. Beta.
Just kidding.
You said earlier about how what you say, the trans
I like the polite start. It's always good to be polite.
is hiding truth, like the Daily Wire post where it's like, oh, a trans woman won the race, but it's like, oh, I'm a woman, so I should be able to be here. I want to know your opinion more about like your side of the party also hiding truth. Florida hiding race, like what you say, critical race theory, which is really just, oh, we can't talk about the Klan because Clint makes it look bad. We can't talk about this because it makes America look bad. I just want to know your thought process on that.
Well, here's the problem with this is the law is couched in very vague language, and that way they don't have to take responsibility for what they actually want, which is to teach that slavery is okay, which is to teach that there was 2 sides to the Civil War, and perhaps even 2 sides to World War II. Who's to say? Who's to say, right? So, that is what they want. He's not wrong. The problem is it's really hard to hold them to account on that because the language is so vague. They can always wiggle their way out of it. Now, if you really did have a debate with one of these idiots, and like that, what I did was not a debate. That was a Q&A, by the way. I wouldn't have been able to get away with what I did if it were a debate. Okay? Let's be clear. So in a debate, you could put him down better on that. It's just like time and place, right? So this still could go well, but it's a little bit more tricky.
I guess I would need to know more information. I'm not aware of any rules in Florida that says you can't mention the Ku Klux Klan or you can't talk about race.
It's the blocking of critical race.
See, exactly. See, it doesn't say that you can't teach it. It doesn't. Show me the words. Show me the words, right? Show me the words. And it just says CRT. And they can just throw any old thing into that, right? So then they can just like, oh, well, I don't agree if a school, if a school were in fact to be doing that, well, of course I disagree with that. But protect the law that lets them do that, right? Anyway.
Race theory, and then also there's the Don't Say Gay Act, which is more about like, just more about that. I just kind of want to know your thought process on that.
What do you? And I'm honestly not trying to put you on the spot or get some Matt Walsh.
Yes, of course not.
YouTube moment here. I just really want to know.
Last thing Matt Walsh.
Honestly, what do you think the Don't Say Gay?
Matt Walsh is here very honestly to give very honest answers to very honest and good faith questions. We all know
the so-called Don't Say Gay bill does.
Well, if you read it, it's more of an implyment that, okay, if this kid is in class, like middle school, and he's like, well, I feel like a woman, that teacher has full right to go to that parent and say, this is what this is what he is thinking, and now it puts the kid in a more dangerous position because what if the parent doesn't agree with that?
Yeah, well, there's a few things on that. First of all,
Okay, so Matt Walsh, I can tell you already how he's going to wiggle his way out of this. He's just going to say, why are you assuming that the parent is going to be a criminal, right? Which is a good retort. It's a good sounding retort. But the problem is, the way that you have to stick him down on this is you have to make it clear that parents do not always have rights when it comes to what they can do with their kids. They don't. No matter how much that they try to convince you, parents do not have all-inclusive rights to their kids and what happens to them and what they do with them. And if you don't believe me, just ask Matt Walsh what he thinks about parents transing their kids, right? He doesn't think that they should be allowed to do that, so he doesn't even believe in full-on parents' rights as well. He doesn't believe in that. That's a front, okay? It's bullshit. If he believed in parents' rights, and I've said this before, I even said this at my school board meeting, my Board of Education meeting, if they did believe in parents' rights, they would believe in like rights to a house for parents, rights to food on the table for parents, rights to a good education for parents, right? So that their schools get funding, a right to healthcare, pills for their kids, which can cost hundreds of dollars if you have certain conditions, thousands for some of these treatments. Like, where are the rights to that? I thought we loved parents' rights here. What's going on, Matt? Hello, does my kid have a right to cancer treatment so that I do, and do I have to pay $300,000 for that, or is it a right? You know, like, and yes, my point, sorry, going back to that, parents do not have absolute rights because parents are unaccounted for. We cannot account for what every set of parents is going to do. So unless you want to literally make it a law that you have to like register for a background check or some shit to like start having sex and having kids, which is horrific, and I don't want that. But unless you want to do that, you cannot have like a parent registry, and you can't know what every parent's going to do. So it's up to teachers and it's up to the people who primarily work with kids to assess certain risks because they're employed by the government and trained to do so. Do you want your teachers to catch abusive parents, or don't you? Pick one.
even if that was what the bill was, and that wouldn't be don't say gay, because don't say gay implies that you literally can't say the word gay in school, which is not the case at all. Second,
It is in one of the schools, which if he knew that, he could bring it up and that would be a good retort.
what you're talking about, that's not the bill.
Although, no. I think in that school, actually, they started forcing people to take down pictures of like their gay couples or whatever. Like it was really
Florida. There have been bills like that proposed in other states where schools have a duty to inform the parents if a child is gender confused or identifying as another gender in school. I fully support those bills. I think every school should do that. But in Florida, that's not what this bill was. The bill simply said that we're not going to have discussions about...
See, if I were in his position, I would have stopped him right there and said, okay, you fully support it. What if you had indication that the parents didn't like the whole transgender thing, and they were going to, like, this kid told you that, I'm afraid that my parents are going to beat me for this, or I'm afraid my parents are going to kick me out for this, Like, what if the kid said that? Would you still support being forced to tell the parents? Because that's serious.
things like gender identity with kids
That happens.
in grades K through 3. So this is just saying if you're...
Kids learn about gender when they're like 4 and no later. We literally color them pink and blue before they're born. Before they're born. Of course they know about gender.
kids are 8 years old or younger, that this
Yes.
is not a time to have conversations about transgenderism with them, which is something
not?
that, by the way, 10 years ago, and any time prior to that, almost everyone would agree. It would be insane to even talk about it. Of course we're not going to have that conversation. That's all the so-called Don't Say Gay bill did. To my mind, the problem with it is it didn't go nearly far enough. I think
another issue is they're letting Matt Walsh drone on too long. I've noticed that even with Shark a little bit, they let Matt Walsh talk too long. And if he's talking and like digging himself a hole, that's fine. But like what they're very good at doing, he's media trained. You cannot let him talk for that long because he will talk until he worms his way out of the question.
that these conversations should be had in school at all because they're not academic conversations. They're ideological conversations. So I'm opposed.
Don't forget, his audience has very short-term memory loss. Very short-term. So they'll forget what the question was and then say, oh, good point, Matt. Oh, you got it, Matt. No, I agree with all of that. What was the first thing again? Anyway, good point, Matt. Anyway.
To my side, as you say,
Cut them off like
hiding
the weasels
truth,
they are.
If there were
Don't squirm
cases
back
of that
into your fucking
happening,
hole.
but I don't think the cases that you've pointed out apply.
Do you feel that is an invasion of that child's privacy, though?
You think that he cares about child privacy. That's really funny. You really think that he thinks that kids have the right to privacy? Pfft, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I don't think it is an invasion of privacy at all because it's not privacy, right? This is an important detail about that
Was a good question, by the way. Decent.
child that the school and the teacher know, but are they going to keep it from the parents? So this is not privacy of the child. This is, should there be secrets?
It is literally privacy of the child. If the child tells you, I don't want my parents to know about this, you are violating their privacy when you tell their parents. Now, let's say a kid comes to you and says, hey, listen, I hit Billy in the park and he fainted. He passed out and he's there right now. But please don't tell my parents, right? Please don't tell my parents. But Billy needs help, but please don't tell my parents. I got to tell his parents, you know? I'm sorry, kid. I'm going to violate your privacy real quick. I got to tell your parents about this. That's, you know, you don't get privacy for that matter. I can't do that for you. That's violating that kid's privacy. It's not always a bad thing. Sometimes that's necessary. But in this case, it's not. There's no reason to do that.
Between a teacher and a child that the parent is not aware of. And what I would say is, even if they're not a teacher, you know, there should be no adult in the world who has a secret with my child that I'm not aware of. That is never an okay thing, and that is always the setup for abuse.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen if parents are like the abusers of their kids? Which is most often the case, by the way, with child abuse. It's most often the case that it's somebody that a kid knows, whether it's their parent, uncle, grandparent, whatever. It's almost, I don't want to say almost always, but most of the time, it is somebody that they know. And do you really think that those parents are going to hold themselves to account? What, you think a parent that's like beating his kid is going to be like, oh yeah, no, I call CPS. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Earlier today, I hit my kid, you know, and I just felt so bad about it. I had to call. They're not going to hold themselves to account. They can't have all-encompassing rights, and they know that. Matt Walsh knows that.
Manner of abuse of a child.
Hey, Matt. I'm an RN from the state
cool.
of Ohio, and I drove all the way.
That's me. That's my voice. That's me. Hey, guys. Hello. Hi. Hello. Don't get confused. It's a video of me being cool.
Here just so I could ask you a medical question. So I have a...
He didn't really have much to say about that other guy, unless he's waiting. I think he's waiting till the end. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. I have a prediction. He's going to try to lump me in with that guy, isn't he? He's going to try to lump his assessment of me in with that guy who didn't do terrible, but he could have done better. He's going to lump us together and he's going to have, okay. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Mr. What's your name again? Devin Gibson. Okay, Devin. Okay, Dev. Okay, I see.
Question about your stance
Chat
on
time.
Puberty blockers for children. Now, you've
I'm
stated
bragging.
before
Yes,
that puberty
get over it.
blockers are dangerous, and certainly they do carry the risks. However, child pregnancy is far more dangerous for the child and carries risks.
Also, it looks like he's just going to let this play through. I was going to watch, like I thought about going over it myself, but I guess this works, right?
Up to and including death and permanent disability. So why do you believe
Made it easy for me.
that a 13-year-old should be forced to give birth to their rapist child?
I don't think that it is ever okay to kill a child.
Okay, so then why do you support...
Good answer. You did it, buddy. I think he does. He's doing his best. Little man's trying. I'm giving him a chance. It's fine.
A 13-year-old giving birth to their rapist child, which could...
He's only been doing this punditry for like longer than I've been alive. What, you think he's going to beat me, who's only been doing this shit for like 3 years? We'll see.
This is not about the person who has caused that condition. The person who's caused this situation is the rapist.
And by the way, you don't have to cede any ground on like thinking the fetus is a child. If they really are insistent on getting into that, you can just be like, okay, what if it were your daughter? Okay, it's your daughter. 13 years old, your daughter, she gets pregnant. Now what? Doctor tells you there's like a 12% chance of her living. Now what? Oh, is abortion? Okay, you're fine with your daughter dying for what amounts to cancer tissue. You know, it is. It's literally like just a cancerous growth, almost. Like it is. It feeds off of you, like just like a cancer does. That's not even like an exaggeration.
Now, if you want to kill somebody because of what has happened to this poor child, then I absolutely...
I feel like you're not answering my...
I caught it. I was like, I'm so proud of myself because I caught it. I'm like, oh, he's going to say that he wants to kill the pedophile. Like, that's not... Okay. Don't we all, Matt? Wow, that's groundbreaking, man. Anyway,
well, if you would let me talk, I could answer it.
Okay.
If you want to kill someone in response to a rape, I am fully in support of killing.
Notice, by the way, that this is his way of wriggling out of the question, and it still involves somebody dying. I'm Matt Walsh, and I don't know who, but somebody's dying here, even if it's all three of them, which is the likely outcome of my policies, by the way. Somebody's gotta pay for stuff.
The rapist. And so if there is a rapist who has raped a 13-year-old
Why
child,
fuck you?
as far as I'm concerned, go to trial, convict them, that same day, take them
That's
out back
great.
and hang
Can we
them,
get
as
back
far
to
as
my
I'm
question?
concerned. What's
funny is sorry, I don't want to keep pausing, but like, I really was nervous, guys. I really was nervous. I had to take several deep breaths, and my heart was pounding out of my chest this entire time, okay? But I had a singular goal in mind. I was like, this man is going to succinctly and directly answer my question, or I'm not letting it go, okay? And honestly, I thought he'd answer it better. I really did have faith, I'm not kidding, that Matt Walsh would answer that question better. And he didn't, so I just kept asking it. Like, it's cheat code, glitch. It's speed run, okay? Win debate tactic, speed run any percent. You get the dialogue loop glitch, okay? You break the AI.
Why do you believe that a
because
child...
I
Ran
don't
out of
think it's
dialogue
okay
options.
to kill a child
Okay, then why do you
intentionally
support-
under any
Easy.
circumstance.
Oh, intentionally.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that too, because it's like, oh, well, as long as it wasn't intentional, then it's fine that the kid's dead. That's fine, right? Oh, as long as it's not intentional or direct. You know, if, like, let's say that, like, this went on longer. Let's say that, like, he pulled me back again and he gave that same answer. At this point, probably what I would have done is been like, hey, man, there's people behind me. They're waiting. Like, let's, you know, come on. Like, I can't be here all day. I got other things to do. You know, I got cats to feed at home. So, like that's probably what I would have done. But second place to that would have been like, okay, let's break down what you said. You said it is not okay to directly and intentionally murder a child. That's great. Dead kids are bad, Matt. Are you saying that as long as it's an unintentional murder, that it's fine? Or if it's like an indirect murder, that's fine? Like, let's split the hairs. Okay, let's split the hairs, Matt. You want to split the hairs? Let's split the hairs. That's fine. Dead kids. He's fine with dead kids. Don't forget that.
You're the medical expert.
Maybe even he likes them. Who knows?
The unborn child, is that a human being or not?
That is a religious question.
It's not a religious question. It's a medical.
Oh, man. Okay, real talk. I thought he had me here. I really did think. I did. I was like, in my brain, I was like, the cogs were turning. I was like, okay, I need a response. First thing I thought of was religious question. It is a religious question. I wasn't wrong. A little bit of a dodge, but it is a religious question. And also, I don't have to answer his questions. Just let's keep that in mind, okay? It's a religious question. It is. And then when he kept pushing the issue, I proved that I was able to answer the question if I wanted. I didn't want to give a huge detailed answer. You know, we're not here to do that. That's not my question. I guess he'd rather have 2 dead kids than 1 if it means that baby is brought to term and all. Nice. All you have to do is either say I do or I do not. Yeah, no, I held him down on that. I was like, no, you don't get a flaky answer. You don't get that. Sorry. You're a horrible person.
Question.
You don't deserve
How's
that.
it a religious question? It's a medical question.
I was thinking this whole time. I know I look calm, but believe me, my brain was the SpongeBob with the office. Everything's on fire. I'm like, okay, get an answer to the question. Get an answer to the question. Quick, ship it out. I don't fucking care. It looks great. Get it out there. Don't laminate it. Just listen. Just push it out. And somehow I rolled nat 20 on my charisma check. That's what it was.
What is it if it's not a human being? So you don't know.
No, I do know. It just has human genetics.
So
It's not like I planned this shit, guys. I didn't plan this. It's just like, answer my question.
is it a human or not?
Medically speaking, we don't consider it a full-fledged human being. And if we did, it would have something like
Not full.
a...
What do you mean full-fledged?
So then let me ask you this. Why don't we have conception certificates?
Once again, you don't have to see to his framing. Fetus, not a human. It's not a human. And he doesn't believe it is either. Because think about it. When I said conception certificates, right? You would have to change like the entire structure of how we do everything. Birthdays are so important. They're vital to our current way of living. They are. And if you don't believe me, if you're on medication, what's one of the questions they ask you? Now, they could ask you a different question, like where you live. But like it's on all of your paperwork. It's the day that you celebrate coming into the world. It's the day where everybody gets to see you for the first time. It's your birthday. Oh, you want to uproot what we've always done? I thought you were conservative. We've always done it this way, Matt. Oh, so you now want to uproot this birthday tradition and turn it into conception day or heartbeat day. And you want us to all change our documents. I could have stuck him on that too. I'm glad I didn't. But I could have said, oh, you want us to change all of our documents so that it reflects when our heart started beating, when our first heartbeat was detected. Because he said he wants that. He said that he wants that. He confirmed. Here, we'll see.
Well, for one thing, it's very hard to know exactly when a conception occurs.
Oh, so then
that'd be
that's a
difficult
convenient
thing
excuse then.
What's that?
That's convenient. It's just convenient that it's, it's hard
Well,
to figure out.
yes, it would be very inconvenient
Right.
to try to get a certificate for
Yeah,
when exactly you
you know.
conceived.
Okay,
Also
then like
a little
a heartbeat.
strange, to be
Okay,
honest. I don't want
heartbeats
to
are-
go.
Oh, I thought you cared so deeply about these fetuses, but you don't want to go to the office. Listen, I get it. It's embarrassing that you had sex with your wife. That's embarrassing to go tell somebody. The fuck does he do when he goes to the doctor, man? Like, yeah, you gotta talk about your sex life at some point. And yeah, you're probably, if you didn't hear, she said probably cries from shame, and she's absolutely correct. She said as a confessional booth, he tells his priest. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he doesn't use a doctor. He goes to the confession booth, and that's where they put their finger in his ass.
I don't have to go to the licensing office and say, hey, my wife and I had an experience the other night.
I'll meet you halfway. How about a heartbeat certificate?
Okay. Listen, I'm the deal maker here. I've got all the best deals. Listen, you don't like the conception certificate? That's fine. I told him that's fine. And then Matt Walsh said, well, the certificate's it's hard. And so I was like, oh, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. We'll make a deal. Heartbeat bill. We'll do the heartbeat bill. And he said, that's a great deal. And I said, isn't it? Anyway, back to my question. I said, then back to my question. And that was it. And then he was done. Oh, man. The impression started falling apart at the end there, but I still thought it was pretty solid.
No.
The
No,
deal
why
maker
not?
has arrived.
A heartbeat certificate?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fully for it.
The
Let's have one.
negotiator.
We should definitely have one of those. Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. I like that idea.
Perfect. Uproot all of society so that we can change birthday to heartbeat day. I love it. Perfect. Yeah, forsaken tradition.
But
Just
let me.
just to be
Forsaken
clear,
tradition.
you do support 13-year-olds giving birth to their child's rapist.
You have not. We
Fumble
can't
to
have
the
a
their rapist
We
child.
have not. I don't support killing a child. Do
No,
you?
but no, I do not. But I'm
Okay,
asking
so you do
since
support abortion?
No,
No, you
you're
don't.
avoiding my question. Do you
I've
support?
answered your question. You haven't
No,
answered
have not.
mine.
You have not answered the question. Yes
Is
or no?
the unborn child
Do
a human
you
being or
support-
not?
I'm not letting you get away from this, man. Do you support?
You are not
a
answering the
child?
que-
I asked
Let's try
you
this
the-
again. Let's
Wait,
try this
who's
again.
asking the questions here, man? Come
Man,
on.
he is swimming in sweat, dude. Oh, he's taking a dive in the sweat pool. Oh no.
Let's try this again. I do not support. I do not support the direct intentional murder of a child under any circumstance.
Right, so then
at
you
all.
don't support a 13-year-old child.
And once again, I don't have to indulge his specific language about intentional, direct. I don't have to do that. F you. Dead kids are dead kids. It's bad. F you. First of all. Second of all, fuck you again.
Giving birth to their rapist child because that could kill them. It has a very good chance of doing so via.
Like I said on YouTube, he is scrapping and clawing for any way out of this question. Oh, he is so desperate. He's so fucking desperate. I just wanted an answer to my question. This was not planned, guys. This is the best way to nuke a conservative. You just ask them basic questions.
Anemia, all kinds of
Something
complications.
ain't adding up, man.
Permanent disability.
Make it make sense.
There are all kinds of complications with that.
I'm gonna try
why
this.
do you support?
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna. No. Hold on
Okay,
one
don't
second.
answer the
One second.
question. I appreciate your time.
No. Come back here.
Goodbye. Oh, sorry.
you're
Here's the best part about this part, and I want to point this out. Okay, so I went to him. I approached him first, right? I approached him. So it's my responsibility to carry the weight of the conversation, right? That was the first half. And then in the second half, he said, as I was trying to leave, I was like, listen, okay, I've put my positions out there. You've put yours out there. We can't come to an agreement. That's fine. Bye. Like, I don't think you answered my question well, so I'm just going to go. And he was like, hold on a minute. Now you get back here and listen to me, Buster. I did answer your question. Now listen to me. I tell you what, something else or other. And I was like, no, okay, it's fine if you think it's fine if you think you did, but I don't think you did. So clearly we're not making headway. So I'm gonna go. Oh no, wait, no, I have to make you understand. Please come back, please. Please, I'm on my knees begging. Please, I'll do anything. Please come back, please. I have to explain. I don't want dead kids. I don't like dead kids. Please, I promise, please. Anyway.
The nurse, you're the medical expert, and you won't even tell us what a human being is.
Mr.
I'm starting to
You
get
didn't
concerned.
answer my question.
Like,
Why should
where
I
do you
answer
work, man?
yours? You didn't answer my question.
The negotiator.
Never
Do
okay
you-
to-
do
it is
you
never
not-
okay-
The negotiator has arrived. Oh, you want me to answer a question for free? I think the fuck not. You owe me your answer, buddy. You owe me your answer first, and then if I feel so gracious, I will grace you with my answer. How about that? How about I don't f you into oblivion. How about that?
Intentionally and directly
It's
kill an
very
innocent
simple.
human child.
True, he probably
Period.
would
That's
like
my
that.
position.
It's
What I'm
very
asking you
simple.
is,
But that's
do you
not answering the
consider-
question,
do
man.
you
Come
consider-
on. We both know that you're dancing
Do
around
you
this.
consider-
Think about it. If he was so confident that he had answered my question, why not just dismiss me? Why not just say, listen, I answered your question. Goodbye. Just dismiss me. It would have looked, he still would have looked bad, by the way. Like he didn't answer the question and everyone knows it. But at least then he could say, like, I answered the question and then so he wasn't accepting it and so I just dismissed him. Like that would have been better. There were ways out of this. You know, he could have cut his losses, but he didn't, you know? I ain't trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me, Buster. I tell you something else. Tell you something.
Sid, do you consider an unborn child?
I'm not
to be a
answering
human
that
being
until
or
you
not?
answer my question.
You don't
didn't
have to
answer it.
cede. You do not have to cede their point of view. You don't have to do that.
You didn't answer it. I don't have to answer your question. Well, who's
So-
asking? Are you guys in line for
No,
a question or to be asked a question?
Now, with this part right here, I was very proud because I took advantage. Now, you don't get to do this very often. I took advantage of the fact that I was the away team. That's his home team advantage, his home turf advantage. Okay? That environment is entirely set up to benefit him, to give him the pants, right? It is stacked in his favor, but there's one crucial element to that. It's called a Q&A session. It ain't a debate session. Now, if this had been, hey, do you want to come up and debate Matt Walsh? Then I guess, you know, he would have had a point, but it wasn't. It wasn't. So that's kind of a cheat code as well. You can't do that in a normal debate, at least to this extent. If you ever do one of these, just remember, you're not there to answer questions. He is. The only questions he should be asking are clarifying questions. That's the only questions. If he didn't understand what I said, he could have said that. And that's fine. I'm willing to explain in a different way. If he did not understand the question, he should have just said that.
I know you don't. Here's
I'm
what
just wondering.
Delicious.
I'm just wondering.
Okay. Here's what we've
It's okay, man.
established here.
Take a minute to think about it. I'll get you the next round.
And then I
Let's,
go out on my own terms, baby. I really need to know. He coped so hard after that, and then I really need to know what this guy says about it. I feel like I've been on this for an hour. I'm sorry. I'll try to be brief.
That was, despite what it may seem, that was actually quite an informative exchange
Oh, I'd say so.
because you have
was.
one
He's not
side
wrong.
that can answer directly. It's never okay to directly and intentionally kill a human child. That
But it's fine if it's indirect or unintentional. That's fine.
my answer. I think I gave it probably 15, 20 times. And then you have the other side that has no answer at all to this question.
I wasn't up there for a question.
What is a
I wasn't up there to answer your question. Sorry. That's not how this works. You made this format, not me. My DMs are open. Hit me up. We'll debate. That's fine. Then you can ask me all the questions you want, and I'll answer them straightforward. That's fine. Oh, here's another open invitation. Matt Walsh, listen, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Honestly, I didn't mean to do that to you. I just wanted an answer to the question. So if you do want like a proper debate and you want to ask me all the questions you want, my email is in my YouTube channel. You can find it there. I'll even send you my Discord if you're on Discord. You don't strike me as a Discord guy, but maybe, you know, it's fine. Email though, okay? Email. It's in my YouTube channel. You can find it in the info tab. And then we can have a nice debate where you can ask me all the questions you want, okay? That's all. That's all.
what is a human child? Can't even answer it. Very interesting.
Land sakes. Like, hello? Anybody home? We playing peekaboo with reality? What are we doing? He answered the question over and over.
Okay, no, he did not. He gave an answer, right? But if I ask you what color the sky is and you say 24, that's not an answer to the question.
Over and over again. What do you want to say it? Like in 10 different languages? I'm sure Matt's bilingual, trilingual. He could dish it out to you in Spanish. And
You think he's bi or trilingual? What? Why do you think Matt Walsh is like? I'm not saying he's not. I guess it's possible, but why? Okay, never mind.
Italiano and whatever you want. But
gonna keep it brief.
He unveiled the curtain for you right in front of you. It's all right there. He said, it doesn't matter what happened for a child to be developed at conception. That is a life. You cannot kill the innocent.
Okay, so then you are saying you would rather roll the dice. It's a dice roll that your 13-year-old, let's say your 13-year-old daughter will be fine. The dice roll, okay? You're gambling her life. Do you want to gamble your daughter's life to avoid an abortion? Do you want to do that? Because that is what you are forcing parents to do all over the country, country, you demons. That is disgusting, and you are torturing parents, and their kids. You don't care about kids, you heathens. You disgusting subhuman pieces of shit.
Baby blessing. Don't matter if it's a 1 month, 1
They would
year,
never do that with
100
their
year,
daughter.
10
Never.
year.
Content.
Ending a life
here
is
to
still
profit off
a
of it.
murder. You could try to radicalize and dramatize the question all you want and make it a
Oh, ending a life is a murder. Okay, well then maybe we shouldn't kill the kid by making them give birth. Period. End of story.
13-year-old, super rare, extremely
They're freaks. They're
rare instance of a 13.
Oh, extremely rare. Let's forget about. By the way, it's probably more common than we think because who's reporting it? Hello, who's reporting all that? Like, it's taboo. It's embarrassing. Even if you're not, like, even if you're innocent and your daughter's the one it happened to, you don't want to go around telling people that, like, it's hard. It's hard to get data on that. So we have to go with the data we got. And to be fair, it is rare. But let's say that it's like 0.001%. 0.001% of women. Okay, let's do the math. They love their percentages. Let's do the math. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling mathy. Okay, so 0.001% of how many here? We'll just stick with their age 13 to 14. In the U.S., there's about 4 million. We'll round it down. We'll be generous. We'll round it down. Okay, 0.001%. You know what? I'll be even more generous. 0.0001% of 4 million. 400. That's 400 teenage girls. You could fill a stadium with that, a school stadium. 400 teenage girls that you want to put through this horrific, disgusting, outlandishly torturous situation. That you're fine with those 400 kids going through that. You're fine with that, with just throwing those dice and gambling their lives. You're fine. You could round them all up and put them in a room and say, these 400 kids are going to die for your worldview. For your worldview. We are going to kill them. They're fine. They're fine with that. Okay? 400 kids. And that's like, you really think it's only 400? Come on. I'm being generous.
Girl getting raped. Horrible. The rapist is.
Oh, good. You think it's horrible. Oh, well, see, that was where my misunderstanding was. They think, see, yeah, no, rape is bad. Yeah, no. Okay. You know what? Good answer.
Sinner in that situation. They should be dealt with. They should be blamed. The child, life is innocent. Complete blessing in the light in that dark situation.
Oh, okay, but okay, I'm just making sure. Are we still dealing in reality? I keep forgetting your name. Sorry, it's forgettable. Devin Gibson, are we still dealing in reality, Devin? Are we still dealing in reality? Are we dealing with, like, vague concepts like lightness and darkness? Because it's like, you know, like, it just sounds a little bit outside of the bounds of reality right now. I already forget your name again.
Remove that child from the equation. That blessing can be the light that shines, that helps that 13-year-old someday overcome that trauma. And I know they may not completely get over it mentally, but
I missed that. Sorry.
Equation. That blessing can be the light that shines, that helps that 13-year-old someday overcome.
See, no, it's something to be celebrated. Now I get it. Now I've seen the light. Gil Davidson has helped me see the light. He has shown me the way. When a 13-year-old is raped and is impregnated by that rapist, it's all good. It's all good. Because that child is full of light that will come to that 13-year-old. So let's go. You know what? I've got a great meme that I made for this. I was going to go over these later, but let's bring it up. This is it. This is the meme. Matt Walsh showing up to his 13-year-old daughter's conception day party after getting back from her rapist's public execution. Nothing wrong with that. That's just good old-fashioned family values from Christian conservatives, right? Family values. It's beautiful, right? This is everything they want. Now think about this. You think I'm making fun of them, but hear me out here, okay? And a horrible thing happened. We all agree that rape's bad. I know that's contentious for Republicans, but Matt Walsh at least believes that rape is bad, or he says he does. So that's bad, right? That part's bad. But what's good is that now his daughter's pregnant. Oh, he must be so excited. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Man, that's so exciting. He must be leaping for joy, right? Leaping for joy. And then on top of that, he goes to get to watch his daughter's rapist get killed. That's awesome. Good for you, buddy. I'm so happy for you. And then you get to go home and celebrate your daughter's new daughter, your 13-year-old mother of a daughter that could die giving birth to that child. Just as God intended. Thank you, Ghost of Avalon. Just as God intended. That is the way that God intended. That is the way that Jesus Christ taught us. That's conservative family values. I cannot argue. There is no argument. They're right. They're obviously right. Why didn't I see it sooner?
And I know they may not completely get over it mentally, but again, they will regret having gotten rid of that little baby somewhere down the line. Anxiety, depression, suicidal tendencies, they will question that decision that is irreversible if they end that child's life.
Yeah, I wonder why they'll do that. I wonder what could possibly make them question that decision. I wonder why they would have such, mental problems after having to make that decision. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Not me.
That child is not to blame. These people are ridiculous, man. Like, seriously, can you say beta males? Like, where are the real dudes at?
Yes, I
Did
was so
someone
beta.
get into the estrogen? Because there was way too much.
By the way, I don't want to brag or anything, but I did just recently do my testosterone and it's actually too high. I just got my T drawn, it's too high. Like, not by much. It's fine. I'm healthy. It's fine. It's not an emergency, but it's like a little over what it should be. I'm just saying.
Wimpy, simpy, non-masculine energy
Damn,
going
bars.
on up in that joint. From the guy with the long hair and the mustache with the kind of feminized voice to that guy who, in his defense, the last guy with the mustache and the camo hat, he did say he was an RN, a registered nurse.
Yeah.
Not a doctor. So maybe
He couldn't say anything about my appearance. That's right.
can give him a pass because he clearly doesn't understand the biological aspects of a life, genetic DNA, unique to the baby.
All words that are not in your Bible, by the way.
Conception. It is a life. You don't need to use any of the terms, and I know he didn't. Clump of cells, zygote,
These words aren't
fetus,
in the
any of
Bible.
those
Wait a minute.
to try to push your narrative. If you're for murder, just come out and be honest with us. Just be blunt. Just say you're for.
I agree. Matt Walsh should have just been honest with me. You're right.
Say you don't value a little baby blessing's life, just like you probably don't value somebody who's on an oxygen machine that's basically
So
a
true.
vegetable. You just want to pull the cord. You just don't value life. And that's what it
Wait, what? That has nothing to do with anything. Shut up.
comes down to. These people
We're not
do
talking.
not
We're not
value
talking
God.
about a live baby. We're talking about a fetus, an embryo, even a zygote, perhaps sperm and egg, maybe even protein tissue. It's quite conceivable. Where does it end, man? Where does it end? Okay, that's my question. Okay, should I not be stepping on the rocks outside of the ground? God forbid they be eroded away by water and end up in somebody's fucking ball sack and create a human. Where does it end? Life is one big cycle. This is what a George Carlin quote. Where does life begin, right? Some people say life begins at conception. I say that life began a few 100 million years ago, and it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
They don't value life. He called it a religious view. No, it is a common sense, moral, ethic view that life, no
Glorified
matter
skin cell.
when it's formed,
I'd even go further. If you want to be really dirty about it, go with glorified cancer cell.
when you lay it down in the grave from the womb to the tomb,
That's pretty
you
grating,
should
though.
value
Be
other
careful.
human beings. And if you don't, that's your problem. That's your sin that you need to repent of. That's your issue that you need to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I got things twisted. I do not have any sort of love for other fellow human beings. I'm selfish. That's what it comes down to. And
Oh, yes.
goodness gracious, I'm
Famously, I don't love anybody. Is that right, Katie?
fired up, but God bless Matt Walsh. No sugar-coated BS, just dishes out the truth, stands firm on it. Whether people can digest it or not, that's
God
their
bless
problem.
him.
That's their dilemma that they got to deal with. You got to give this man a lot of credit because I couldn't imagine standing through these things. I could not imagine having to face these questions, keep my composure like he does. It has to be draining and exhausting having to deal with these brainwashed, angry,
It was probably very draining and extraordinarily exhausting, although I was more drained, specifically my balls after him.
social justice warriors on a regular basis. These people come from far and wide. That man said he came from miles away. Not sure where precisely, but they try to catch Matt slipping and somehow get a viral gotcha moment. But in reality, they actually accomplished the
I wasn't trying to do that. In fairness, I was not trying to do that. I did not leave the first time thinking that he would call me back. None of that was planned. I didn't go in there trying to get a viral moment. I asked a question, a very forward question, mind you, but one that nonetheless represents his beliefs in a nutshell, and he has to account for. Okay? Yeah.
exact opposite and
That's all I
wind up
did.
looking like doofuses. They prove the statement true that says, better to be thought of a fool than open your mouth and prove that to be true. And that's what these people do time and time again.
Do you legitimately think you did well, or has your audience been gassing you up? It's both. It's both.
I know some of you guys and gals are going to get offended by the things that I'm saying, the things that Matt just dished out.
I'm
You're
so
going to
offended. You know what? You're right, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for being so offended.
side with that last guy and somehow misconstrue my viewpoint as though I value the life of a baby in a womb versus a 13-year-old girl. And that's just not
That is true. No, that is something you believe. You do believe. And it's not, by the way, it's less than that. It's not even the life of a baby in a womb. It is, if you consider it that. It's the life of the baby in the womb, except a chance of it. A chance of it. Because if you lose the 13-year-old, I got news for you, you also lose the fetus, or as you consider it, the baby in the womb. So you're rolling the dice. You don't even have to afford them the luxury of them fighting for the fetus over the kid. It's not fighting for the fetus over the kid. It's fighting for the chance of the fetus over the kid. You have two options in front of you. One, you can save your daughter and forfeit the fetus, right? Save your daughter, forfeit the fetus. On the other option is you gamble on both of them either being alive or dead. It's a double or nothing situation. It's double or nothing. You're gambling it. You are gambling both your daughter's life and the life of your future granddaughter/daughter. You're gambling that, okay? I was joking about the people who picked that, probably also their daughter. So, you know, like if that's the case, if you want to take that gamble, at least have the balls to come out and say it. Have the nats to tell me that to my face. Tell me I am fine. Alec Gunter, I am fine gambling my daughter's life and the life of my granddaughter just so that she cannot get an abortion. That's the answer that they have to give. And don't rest until you get it. Have 13-year-olds ever given birth without dying? Yes. And?
Whatsoever. I'm just saying that child should have the same chance that the girl did to grow up to be 13 and hopefully way older than.
Also, one more long pause. Also, it's worth mentioning, it's not even just death that we're dealing with. Permanent disability is also a thing, a very important thing, and infertility, just so you know.
That child should be able to develop and have their future brought into fruition. It shouldn't be cut short. It shouldn't be aborted. You can't just control, alt, delete, drag a life to the recycle bin like you do on your.
Control, alt, delete that motherfucker. Yeetus that fetus. Get rid of that thing. What the fuck are you talking about? Shit it out. Peace. Tell it don't hit its door. Don't hit its umbilical cord on the way out.
Computer. You can't go back once that decision has been made. And some of y'all don't like that I'm saying it, but it's the truth. Thou shalt not murder. Never acceptable whatsoever. And I'd rather offend somebody by telling them the truth than affirming and going along with a lie that's going to lead someone to hell someday. That's a fact. It's told in the.
Oh, he's so concerned with whether or not I go to hell. I'm sure this guy's so concerned with saving me. He wants to make sure I go to heaven. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, Givers and Johnson or whatever your name's is.
That we're supposed to speak the truth boldly. And y'all may get annoyed. Some of y'all that aren't Christians may get annoyed that I proclaim the good news.
I literally forget his name.
Over and over again. I stand firm on the gospel, the rock of Jesus Christ. That's my example. That's where my moral compass is aligned. And you may not like that. Facts are stubborn.
But just to be clear, you do like I can just go back to my question. But just to be clear, you're fine with that.
That not everybody wants to accept. We as Christians, those of y'all that are living righteously and doing everything.
It's still death for the baby, human life. Okay, I'm going to go back to my scenario. On the one hand, you can guarantee the life of your daughter while forfeiting the fetus. On the other hand, you throw the dice. You throw the dice. I don't care what the percentage is for your child being alive. I don't care. There is a significant enough risk that it could kill your daughter. So which one are you going to do? Are you going to chance your daughter dying? Is that what you consider a good father? A good father rolls those dice? Is that what you're saying? If that's what you're saying, you can say that. You can say that, Blizza, okay? Doesn't the percentage matter? It's significant enough, okay? I don't know any of the data. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know that it's enough. And also, there is way more people who actually experience long-term complications. Okay, great, your daughter lived, but also she's in a wheelchair the rest of her life. Oh, great. Oh, that's fine. Well, that's fine then. I mean, as long as she's not dead. I'm not saying that it's less serious than death. It is. But like, oh, you're going to cripple your daughter. Oh, you're going to cripple your daughter. Okay. Well, then that's fine then.
You can every single day. And those of y'all that claim you're Christians that need a swift kick in the butt, you're a little lukewarm right now. You need to every single day suit up, boot up, put on the full armor of God so you can resist the schemes of the devil. The devil is hard at work every single day. Satan is out here having a blast, just luring people down that deep, dark hole into despair. And ultimately, when you wage these sins, it leads to death. So we need to stand firm on the message of the.
Hold on. I am memeing, but there's legitimately nothing to say at this point. This is just a schizo post.
But it'll be worth it in the long run.
Jesus enter me. I felt him slide inside of me. It was fantastic. I felt such release. No prep required. No prep required. He goes in dirty, okay? Raw dog. No, he raw dogged me. No, I'm totally, Jesus is inside of me. I felt a wonderful release and I feel joy. I just feel joy now. I feel like I want to lay down and be cuddled by Jesus. I'm oh no, like the real Jesus, not the one that these heathens believe in. Would absolutely no. Let's be clear. Like I know good Christians. I know good Christian people. Okay, this is not a dig on Christians. This is not a dig on Christianity overall. This is a dig on these Christo-fascists that think that they can just run other people's lives. All right, if you're really going to tell me that Jesus would rather have two, like, a dead kid and a dead fetus over a live kid, I'm sorry, no. That's, to put it lightly, that is not a God that I want to worship. I don't care if he casts me into hell. If we live in a spiritual dystopia where God is the emperor of everything and he decides the rules, and the rules that he decided are, if you don't do these things, I will send you to hell. And then those things require that I give up my morals of protecting children who happen to be pregnant from death and disability, then God. That bastard. He can suck on this, okay? I know that's not a God that I ever want to believe in. That's disgusting. And you're disgusting for thinking that. Okay, Devin Gibson, that's disgusting. Anyway, like I said, my DMs are open. I'll leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. You can join my channel membership at youtube.com/AlecGunther/TTV/join for only 99 cents a month. That's less than the price of a blowjob from your mom. You can be part of the channel membership program and you will get early access content as well as a sweet badge next to your name and exclusive emojis in the comments that nobody else gets. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.